When I was considering going to college, my 18-year-old self was quite overwhelmed.
I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted in a college.
And I remember having a lot of conversations with my dad, because he was the one that first introduced me to Hillsdale.
My mom went to Hillsdale.
I heard about Hillsdale my junior year.
My sister went to Hillsdale.
Really saying to him, like, no, Dad, I don't want a college, I want a university.
My cousins went to Hillsdale, so I was absolutely opposed to applying here.
I heard the spiel. It's a Christian college. It's hard. Takes no government money. That's what my aunt told me.
Well, I visited, and I fell in love pretty fast.
I really was drawn by the challenge it presented.
I need a different sort of education, a different sort of training, a different view on what college should be.
I wanted to learn how to be a great leader, to be a great person, and Hillsdale, through their education, definitely teaches you how to do that and gives you the tools to make you the best person that you can be.
So I get to interview Hillsdale College's president, whom I have not yet met. So I'm nervous to say the least.
Good.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
My senior year, I was faced with a lot of options for college. And to be honest, I was very overwhelmed, Dr. Arnn, very overwhelmed. It was one of the most stressful times of my life. How would you describe Hillsdale's approach to education to a student considering where they should go?
Hillsdale College was born in 1844, and it has stuck by what it was founded to do since the beginning. We're interested in God, and we're interested in character, and we're interested in freedom, and we're interested in learning, and learning of a very high kind. Well, the classic approach is to begin by defining things. You should get an idea of what college is. Regardless of what you want from it, it is something. It's overwhelmingly thought of today as preparation for a job, and that's a very expensive way to go about it. If it, however, is thought of as preparation for a good life, then of course it's worth an infinite price. And so the arts where we approach that most directly are the liberal arts. The core curriculum of Hillsdale College is the profound thing. That means it's at the foundation, down at the bottom. Everything built on that. If you get started in the right way, you'll get farther. And so the liberal arts, the core, is the foundation of everything we do here.
Hi, Dr. Calvert. How are you? Oh, it's so good to see you.
Everybody majors in something, right? Which is important. But Hillsdale is also about making sure that everybody understands the place of every department, every area of study, that mathematics and philosophy have a lot to say to one another. History and the sciences have a lot to say to one another. Within the minds and hearts of our students, we want them to understand that this is a unity, this is a whole.
Yeah, you got to have like a foundation of multiple things to really appreciate the specific things that you then study in earnest.
Built into the college mission is a specific focus on the Western intellectual and cultural heritage. Truth is the object of that heritage. It's about realizing our full intellectual, moral, spiritual, and social political humanity. In the end, all those things are going to be crystallized by being here in a community. That's why this is a partnership. That's why this is a college.
We wanted that, baby!
And Isabella and I were on our way back from an Utterside run. Utterside is our favorite ice cream place in all of Hillsdale. We made new friends. This is the most Midwest thing.
I know it's a small school, but you still meet people, really cool people, all the time.
I think the honor code is the coolest thing ever. Everyone is going to be respectful of each other.
The friendships that I've made here at Hillsdale are something that has changed and transformed my life entirely.
But I've gotten some teary looks from my mom when I say, yeah, I gotta head back home, when I don't really talk about, my home in Detroit and Dearborn. I talk about my home in Hillsdale.
I never have felt alone at Hillsdale. There's definitely a really strong, tight-knit community that you find here that I haven't found anywhere else.
The students here all come with the same purpose of being stretched and challenged in new ways, intellectually, emotionally, mentally, morally, spiritually. It makes it easier to go through it when you have people walking the same path.
Having and expressing faith in God is becoming increasingly difficult on college campuses. And so how does faith fit into the mix at Hillsdale College?
This was founded as a Christian institution. The reason God has fallen out of favor is because we commit a logical contradiction commonly, and that is that God is bad or belief in God is bad, whereas there's no definition in any faith or in philosophy in which God is not the perfect being. And since we all seek to make ourselves better, an idea of a perfect being grows naturally from that activity. And so to exclude God from a college campus is to exclude its central purpose.
There is nothing serious, nothing consequential, nothing certainly noble about human beings that isn't infused with its divine origins. If you're going to be serious about being learned and about being noble, you're going to be serious about God too.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Hillsdale can be really challenging.
One of the quotes here, one of the mottos is strength rejoices in the challenge. Doing hard things, understanding that's a chance to become a better person and better yourself through that work.
I've grown so much because of your classes. I definitely would not be as passionate about econ.
I think I connect with people who have gotten better. I have a perspective from that because I was not a good student, but then I fell in love with economics and I became a good student. And so as a professor, I can see students and see the potential because I know I lived it.
Strength really does rejoice. It doesn't put up with the challenge. It doesn't resign itself to a challenge. It rejoices in a challenge.
It's a curious thing that the serious study of the liberal arts is an excellent training for a job because you learn things that are fundamental to any job.
When I leave Hillsdale, my career ambition is to serve in the United States Army as a translator.
I would like to go back home to Colombia, which is where I'm originally from, and to apply all these things that I've learned here at Hillsdale back home.
I am considering going on to study bioethics.
Practically, I want to illustrate book illustrations, but then also medical illustration.
I want to be able to take the lessons that I've learned here and to apply them to the world.
Being humble, being kind, being patient, listening, being all the things that Hillsdale really nurtures and develops, especially in a world that really gives that a run for its money.
The first step is cultivate all the virtues, and they are 4: courage, moderation, justice, and wisdom. Work on those every day. In the end, you have to get your soul in order, both the moral and the intellectual virtues. And that's ultimately the purpose of education.